10 laps going to be the distance in this one, Joaquin.
That 4 machine was hot in the heat races last night. That 2 machine put on a nice little show for us and had an unfortunate little time for himself as well. A lot of firepower again. Here we go.
Green flag waves, good clean start for the front row. They're going to work their way down into turn 1 and 2. And a little bit of a repeat from what we saw last night. Tuesday Calderwood pulling away now nearly 8 car lengths in front of the 116 of the Wofford Racing Engines car. That's Vance Wofford running second.
Yeah, Calderwood got over Wofford in a hurry now. Rick Zeal working on him, and we're up and over in 2. That's Jet Carney in the 40X. We are going red, race fans. So tell me what you see here on this FK Rod Ends instant replay, Spencer.
So let's take another look here. Unfortunately, just one of those situations where we see a very, very narrow racing surface here. One of those things that we had talked about last night as well. I don't think any of the drivers necessarily did anything wrong. Guile there, the other driver involved, just didn't quite see how much grip he had in the right rear of that machine. And nothing Jet Carney could have done to avoid that one. Carney was trying to run his normal arc into turn 1 and 2. And the start-finish line down here. Green flag waves. We're green for 9 more laps in heat race number 1.
Vance Wofford pushes up and opens up a lane for Rick Zeal underneath. Battles back over the top in a decent race for second. Elijah Guile trying to set something up here. Really close push for Guile to try to get in front of the 20 of Zeal. Shutting the door there on the 13 here coming out of 2.
Guile again tight down there on the bottom side of turn 1. Going to have to go behind the 20Z of Rick Zeal as they exit turn 4 this time by. Very fast speeds, 13.606 last time by from Tuesday Calderwood.
Yeah, fun race for third. Tuesday Calderwood, an absolute rocket ship yet again up here. Checked out in her own zip code and time zone. Hard to get my eyes off of the 13 and the 20Z. Real deal, Rick Zeal putting it all together right now and making the young gun have to work for it here.
And 5 laps down, 5 laps to go in this heat race number 1. Halfway signified from the flag stand. Good battle, though, still working its way down the back straightaway. That is the 20Z of Rick Zeal, but Elijah Guile, the 13, going to pull a slider in the middle of 3 and 4. Rick Zeal crosses back over there, regains that 3rd position.
Guile's starting to get confident on that momentum that he can get there in 3 and 4. Let's see him get aggressive again.
It happens fast here at the Votto Speedway Park. Guile trying to make one more good run at it, slowly running out of time, though. 3 laps remaining here in heat race number 1. Meanwhile, you're not missing anything up front. Tuesday Calderwood pulling away now by more than a straightaway. Your battle is for the 3rd position.
Yeah, 13.292 seconds. I mean, it's going to be hard to beat that one here tonight. We'll keep an eye out on those lap times there. The white flag's up, 1 to go. Elijah Guile doesn't have much time to make it happen here if he wants one more passing point, which is very critical here later on in the night.
How about 6.116 seconds, the distance that Tuesday Calderwood captures heat race number 1, the Speed Mart heat race number 1 for the 360 Wing Desert Series. Vance Wofford going to cross second. Third going to go to the 20Z of Rick Zeal. Elijah Guile going to settle for 4th that time, with Brett Becker crossing the line in 5th. Derek DiMartino 6th and 7th. Going to that 76 TH, that's Richard Wilby, rounding out your field of competitors that were able to finish under their own power. One more round of applause for that MPE number 4, young lady Tuesday Calderwood out of Arizona.
So, Spencer, I got a sprint car question with you. Gotta milk it while you're here. Describe to me, what does it feel like to throw a slide job?
Well, it should be calculated. I've seen some that aren't quite calculated, but at the end of the day, it should be a calculated move. And when you are throwing it, there's nothing like it. You really are guessing on where you're trying to land that vehicle when you're completing the entire slider. But everything is happening basically a corner before you actually pull the trigger and make that move. So say in this example, you would be going down out of turn 2, making a move, and you want to slide somebody going into 3 and 4. You already have to be committed to that move by halfway down the back straightaway, fire it down, and pick the point of where you're going to slide up. And the trick there, you have to have enough momentum to complete it and drive away. Otherwise, they're going to cross you over, and we saw that happen in heat race number 1. We'll see if it happens here. Heat race number 2 is green, this time by with Royal Jones and Aiden Saunders on the front row.
Speaking of the green, there he goes. Aiden Saunders in the 8 machine, hunting the front really quickly, getting some trouble there in that 7 car. Are we going yellow? It looks like it.
Wheeling caution lights gonna go on here around the speedway. Gonna call that one back. Unfortunately, last night's winner, that Protect Fire number 8, Aiden Saunders, getting called back a row. Big deal there, Joaquin, for the driver, the number 8. He's going to have to now start from the 4th position. But important to note, these passing points that we talk about all night long, that goes from the drop of the initial green flag. So he is really going to be hurting in passing points if he doesn't win this one.
That middle high lane seems to be where the speed at, but maybe the bottom will start coming in a little bit. Ryder McCutcheon with a hot start. Aiden Saunders up on his tail. Here we go. Saunders going up into the marbles to try to get around Jones to 8 in the 131 neck and neck on the back straight, and Aiden just sending it over Jones.
Ryder Mack did a fantastic job looking like a veteran on that initial start there. And Aiden Saunders, he understands the situation at hand now. He makes his way around the 131 of Royal Jones. He's going to move into the 2nd position. 3rd is going to be Royal Jones under fire now from the 15-year-old. That is the number 15 as well. That's Brody Brown out of Lawton, Oklahoma.
Ryder McCutcheon on that last lap, 13.286 seconds to see if he can shave it down even more. Not quite there at 13.341 there at the line. Aiden Saunders trailing behind him by about 1/10 of a second.
And fastest car on the racetrack last time by was Ryder Mack with a 13.286. Aiden Saunders, though, also there, but we have a caution on the speedway for the 1I. That's Blazer. Green flag back out on the speedway, and Ryder McCutcheon doing a lot of what he did there earlier. He's going to pull it out to now a 5, make it 6 car length lead out of turn number 4 with 5 laps to go.
Yeah, Ryder McCutcheon checked out on his own zip code and time zone right now. And he would, finished 2nd last night, or 3rd, behind Caleb Seiss. Really strong finish there for him, and strong race again tonight. We've just been seeing a lot of speed and firepower from this kid.
He did, and what we talked about last night was the youth on his side. I think that's a really big deal when we're talking about these 360 sprint cars. You have to have a lot of skill, and you have to have a little bit of no care when you're behind the wheel of these things and you want to throw a big slider like they were throwing last night. But wave the white flag. We have 2 laps to go up front.
Kid is a speed demon. You cannot deny that here all by himself, and almost single file here as the white flag goes up. What you're seeing is McCutcheon, Saunders, Jones, then Brown and Shipley here's top 5. Saunders going to be down a passing point.
These ones click off quick, and it was even quicker for Ryder McCutcheon, your heat race number 2 winner in that number 5 car. Aiden Saunders, he's going to cross the line in 2nd. Royal Jones, Brody Brown, Josh Shipley, Tyler Congleton, Mike Stringfield, and unfortunately Daniel Blazer having to pull it in early. But give it up one more time, ladies and gentlemen, for that driver out of Alamogordo, New Mexico, behind the wheel of the KB Racing, Energy Pros, New Mexico Septic Systems, RVB Transport, Ryder Mack, Ryder McCutcheon, your heat race number 2 winner.
Excited to see it. But we're going to get to see 10 laps from that 42 here. Tale of precision and consistency, and currently your season points leader in this class as well.
Nice steady pace as they work their way down the back straightaway for the last time before we kick the tires into go mode here. Going to be 10 laps of the distance for this Speed Mart Heat Race number 3. And Seiss, Trehorn, front row, they hit the chalk line. Green flags out, 10 laps.
Troy Trehorn there with a nice little fight here at the start, and Jesse Baker coming in real hot to the outside of Seiss, who kind of butts him out and fights back over some high side ground to get to Treyharn, but Treyharn with the first lap, your race leader.
Caleb Seiss had a little bit of problem getting his car up to the top side of the speedway down there on the initial circuit in 1 and 2. He had to settle for the second position, but how about Troy Treyharn doing an incredible job leading this pack as we just crossed the line for lap number 2. 8 laps to go here in heat race number 3.
Solid push by Treyharn. He's at 14.041 second. We'll see kind of if he finds a little bit more speed as we start getting through this. Caleb Seiss widens out, and you see Jesse Baker looking for a lane.
Good battle there a little bit further back in the field for the 5th position. Lauren Wofford working his way around the 99 that last lap. That was Diego Alvarado in the other car. Up front, it is still Troy Treyharn. Now starting to extend his lead down the back straightaway by 5 car lengths.
Yeah, if you're Caleb Seiss right now, you really do have 2 problems. You got Jesse Baker hunting behind you very aggressively, and then still trying to find that line where you can get some speed to reel in the 7X of Troy Treyharn.
And trouble down here. We're going to pull one down in the infield. That was Diego Alvarado, the announcer's curse. Problems underneath the hood maybe for the number 99 car. We just talked about him last night. Chuck Jackson had ran that 99 car down here for so many years. A big critical part of Diego Alvarado's life, and unfortunately early into the night for that car. Up front, though, we got a good battle for the lead shaping up as they work their way into turn 2.
Yeah, finally starting to put that together, increasing the gap against Baker behind him. Caleb Seiss looking to get up into the brown here. Can he do it with 2 laps to go at the line? We'll find out.
Just 2 laps to go for Caleb Seiss to try to figure it out. That was his quickest lap of the entire evening at a 13.724, trying something different this time in 3 and 4, but white flag waves for Troy Treyharn in the 7X.
An interesting race here. Track slowed down just a little bit from first 2 heats, but Troy Treyharn puts it together, and one little push. No!
Oh, so close for Caleb Seiss, but we got to give it to Troy Treyharn. Did an incredible job of staying focused there in that Speed Mart heat race number 3. Did his job there from the front row. I know that a lot of people were looking for that Napa Belts and Hoses, Weiss Auto Supply, Hal Burns Truck and Equipment, number 42, to make his way to the front of this field. But Troy Treyharn, no stranger to being up front either. He's going to take that heat race number 3 victory in dominating fashion, leading all of the laps there. Great job from that driver out of Peralta, New Mexico. Ryder McCutcheon going to roll from the 2nd position. Tuesday Calderwood out of Arizona, now driver of the number 4, is going to start from the 3rd position tonight. Where are you going to start?
Inside.
Inside, row number 1 is going to be the 7X of Troy Treyharn. Rick, go ahead and pick a Frisbee first. All right. Hey, number 5. We'll have Lauren Wofford come up. He is next, as he was 5th. And he's going to pull Frisbee number 4. Aiden Saunders going to pick his Frisbee now. And he's going to get his car number. Hey, going to roll from the 8th position here shortly. Vance is going to pick number 6. All right. There you heard it, Vance Wofford. He's going to roll from the 6th position. And with that, we'll bring out Brody Brown, driver of the number 15. Brody, the lone Okie here in attendance tonight. And with this, all these drivers now are going to throw these to you fans. And if you happen to catch the winner of tonight's main event, you get a prize down there in the 360 Wing Desert Series merchandise trailer. So get loud. The gold trailer, guys. That's the gold trailer. Get loud. Make sure you pick out your favorite driver. You're going to want to win this one.
You're about to see a show and a spectacle, a 4-wide salute to all of the fallen here tonight on this grid. These drivers are the heroes, but our military stars, you guys are the real MVPs. This beautiful 4-wide salute is for you.
How fitting is it here on Memorial Day weekend that we get to see 22 cars circle around the Vado Speedway Park in front of a beautiful crowd. Make sure to get your phones out, guys. This is your opportunity to thank these drivers, these crews, these teams, and all of their sponsors and supporters for coming out and making the tow to the Vado Speedway Park. This is the best of the Southwest, your 360 Wing Desert Series.
Speed, precision, and pure adrenaline ready to take flight, race fans. Let's jack this thing up! Poetry in motion right there, orchestrated by Sarah Q. Rosales. No one better in the country at that. And now watch this.
I think we got some t-shirts out there for you fans too as we get the rest of these around. Check out the flag stand. Some t-shirts coming out.
It's time now, race fans. The engines echo here across the Vado Speedway Park, building the tension for the Desert Series 360 Wing Sprint Cars. Only one victor will come out of this race tonight. Who will that be?
Well, if they're going to get there, they're going to have to move through the front row. As I said earlier, Troy Treharn starting on the pole for what I believe is the first time with the 360 Wing Desert Series to his outside. He's out of Alamogordo, New Mexico in the K&B Racing Energy Pros, New Mexico Septic Systems, number 5. That's Ryder McCutcheon, a force to be reckoned with. Another one of the young guns that's out here at the Vado Speedway Park. He was throwing sliders left and right last night, and we'll see how this one goes. And nice, steady pace for Treharn and McCutcheon through turn 3. Here we go, Memorial Day weekend. Night number 2 is green at Vado.
3M Solutions, green flag waves. We get bunched up and we clear that out. Ryder McCutcheon over the top side, looking fast there. Treharn trying to shut the door on Calderwood, and then Lauren Wofford right behind him there. Rick Zeal giving a slide job to Aiden Saunders, crossing back over the 5th spot to fight.
A good jump out to the front for the 5, but he has company from Tuesday Calderwood down the back straightaway. Car in the wall in turn 2. That's Jesse Baker. Another one around. That's Mike Stringfield in the USA 1. Caution flags going to come out as we've only got one in the books, but that was a complete lap. So we will see the first look at the restart cone.
USA 1, unfortunately, you're going to have to go to the tail.
Yellows out, race fans. Honor our heroes and stay strong. This one is going to be fast. 25 laps. Blink and you will miss it.
That you see over in turn 4. These drivers
with Calderwood, and what I really like about that race up at the front is both of those two cars were the fastest cars in the heat races. The 4 of Tuesday Calderwood out of Goodyear, Arizona, she was the fastest car tonight in the heats. Ran that 13.22, and then Ryder hit 13.28 was his fastest. And so anyways, you can see them neck and neck, and then when they're so fast, it comes down to the chess game between these drivers and how they're going to set things up. Ryder McCutcheon gets another chance here. He didn't quite give it up to Calderwood, but it was probably making him sweat a little bit.
And we see the 12 of Darwin Smith. He's going to pull it in and call it a night. But good news, both the USA 1 and the 22, that's the Mesilla Valley Transportation ride of veteran Jesse Baker, both able to rejoin the rear of this field. Up front, though, Ryder McCutcheon, Tuesday Calderwood, your front row as they hit the chalk mark. Got to stay side by side. Early jump there from Ryder McCutcheon. He's going to pull away now by 2 car lengths as they hit the front straightaway.
Ryder McCutcheon all the way on the throttle there as you see Aiden Saunders now looking to work underneath Lauren Wofford into the 3rd position. He gets himself a spot now. The 8 machine looking to reel in the 4 of Calderwood next. Let's see if he can do it.
Good battle now shaping up for the 4th position. Aiden Saunders way loose on the Protect Fire number 8. He's going to gather back up, try to make another run at Lauren Wofford. Wofford, he had a really good feeling underneath the 7 car as we talked to him during intermission there. Said his motor was ripping, but look at Rick Zeal making a big move out of turn 2 on the top side. Could we see a magical night out of the 20Z?
He was a problem in the heat races for sure, and here he is still. You know, we got some old-time veterans right now, him and Lauren Wofford neck and neck. These guys are battling it out for the third position right there, and Aiden Saunders giving him some space, but trying to see if he can split them and get in front.
Best battle on the speedway right now, still for your third position. Rick Zeal has it now, as he's going to pull 2 car lengths away from the 7 of Lauren Wofford into turn 3 and 4. Up front, it's still McCutcheon. He is leading by about a second now to Tuesday Calderwood in the number 4 MPE car. And they're about to hit lap traffic. This is where, as a driver, it starts to get very calculated. Every single decision you're about to make is very, very important. And Ryder McCutcheon's going to be the first one to get to the USA 1 of Mike Stringfield in 3.
Yeah, if you're Ryder McCutcheon and you're talking about no fear, I mean, he's just got to be able to get that car where he wants it. And the hesitation is going to be 0 there from the 5 of Ryder McCutcheon. Seen him flying around and try to find a little crease to rip through here.
McCutcheon had to change his mind, work around the bottom of the 11K. That was Congleton on the bottom of turn 2. Now Ryder's going to go ahead and just play huggy pole, trying to get around this lap traffic. Tuesday Calderwood trying to do the same now. She gets around Congleton, and Stringfield going to be the next one. Look at that, hooking it up on the right rear, bouncing it across the bottom of turn 4.
Yep, and you know, this weekend we were talking the Elijah Giles show, but Ryder McCutcheon, 15-year-old phenom out of Alamogordo, New Mexico tonight, making sure his name is on the map here. He's putting it all together.
Jesse Baker way out of shape in turn 2. Ryder McCutcheon right behind him too. Pucker moment for that young star, as he is still up front in this one. He's going to try to work on the bottom side and get around that lap car. Again, Baker, he brought out that first yellow down the back straightaway.
Yellow and 1, guys.
We got one around, though, here right in front of us. That's the 15. Definitely a sketchy moment down the front straightaway. Looked to be...
right now, yep, 1A, 22B.
Was that the USA 1 of Stringfield?
76 TH 99, then 11K, you're behind the 99.
Big moment down the front straightaway nonetheless.
On Aiden Saunders jumps up to that second position in a hurry. How about that there for the A machine?
Yeah,
Not
that
quite
really
ready to give it
jumbled
away
it
yet.
up there on that restart. Aiden Saunders, he's going to capitalize on it, though. Now he runs second. He's going to set sail and have his eyes on the young gun of Ryder McCutcheon.
Yeah, I didn't exactly see how Aiden was able to carve out of that restart and just put it all together so quickly, but man, he sure did here. Okay, we are at 11 to go now after the line, and on the back straight, we are seeing a race for third. Royal Jones trying to put some work underneath Calderwood. Jones with the slide job under Calderwood. Calderwood looks across and back, and he sticks it. Jones up to the third spot.
Got one out of whack a little bit deeper in the field. That's Hubin, but up front, battle is for the lead. How about Aiden Saunders? He's going to rip the top side of turn 4, and he's closing in on the rear tail tank of Ryder McCutcheon. He's going to look to the outside this time, not going to make it happen down the back straightaway.
You are seeing that momentum build and build for Aiden Saunders, cutting off the attack, though. Ryder McCutcheon floats up to the top. Is Aiden going to set something up and try to bomb down underneath Ryder? Lap traffic now coming up as well. Whole lot of things happening right now up at the front.
I think Ryder McCutcheon figured out that he needed to go back to the top side, and he's now taking that line away from Aiden. These wing cars, very air dependent, and when you get in dirty air, even if it's just behind one car, it makes a very big difference on the handling. Lap car going to be a very big factor as we get down the front straightaway. Contact for the leaders.
Whew. That was a scary one, but not anything bad coming out of it right now. Aiden Saunders up to the top and Ryder back to the bottom. Floats up high out of 4. Aiden trying to put it underneath. Aiden going for the pass. Makes it now. Can Ryder get him back? Way to cut off the line.
Move the ProTech Fire, number 8 of Aiden Saunders to the lead here with 5 laps to go in this one at the Vado Speedway Park for Memorial Day weekend. Night number 2, Ryder McCutcheon had led all but these last 5 laps. Aiden stalked him, and now he's looking to pull away.
Oh, man, such a great and emotional first 360 victory for Aiden last night at the Vado Speedway Park. And here he is, though. With 3 to go.
Don't look now. Look who's running into 3rd position. That's Royal Jones in the Mesilla Valley Trucking, number 131. He's working the bottom side. 2 laps to go.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a strong and impressive performance there for Jones right now. 2 to go. Ryder is going to have to stay as tight as he can and, almost pray right now because Aiden Saunders with the white flag up is looking pretty.
Lennon is up in the air. 1 more lap for the number 8 of Aiden Saunders out of El Paso, Texas. He's going to go down the back straightaway for the final time. Just 1 lap car in front of him, but how about 2 for you, Aiden Saunders? 2-time winner with the 360 Wing Desert Series. Saunders gets it done. Ryder McCutcheon, another great podium run for that young competitor. He's going to finish 2nd. Royal Jones working the bottom magnificently in the 131. He's going to come home in the 3rd position with Tuesday Calderwood and Rick Seal rounding out your top 5. Derek DiMartino finishing in the 6th position. Vance Wofford, he came across 7th. Lauren Wofford, his dad, is going to finish 8th in this one. Jesse Baker, good bounce back after trouble early in the 22B. He's going to finish in the 9th position. Brett Becker, 10th. And the rest of the field went like this. Diego Alvarado, Troy Treyarn, Richard Wilby, Tyler Congleton, and Mike Stringfield, your top 15, with Rodney Hubin, Brody Brown, Josh Shipley, Robert Teague, Darwin Smith, and 2 cars not able to start tonight's feature was Daniel Blazer and Jet Carney.
Well, race fans, to get a little technical with you here, have you ever heard of the Big Bang Theory, right? The birth of a star, Aiden Saunders, overcoming all types of adversity, getting it done with his dad out again tonight. Had an emotional first 360 win out here at the Vado Speedway Park, and now really, really tasting the success. Everything we were expecting from Aiden, now the picture has been painted, race fans. We are seeing the future here of sprint car racing out of this area up at the top of this wing. Let's give a big round of applause out here, getting it done, sweeping the weekend. An absolute statement for Aiden Saunders. Riding that wing like a slide. Jacked up tonight, brother. Aiden, talk to us about the race. Ryder had it going for a bit, and then you got the momentum over the top, and then the capitalization from there. Holy moly, brother.
Wow, what a hell of a weekend. I can't picture it any better. I'm just so proud of this team. We've been through the ringer the last 6 months or so, and it just feels so damn good. Oh, he's off the phone. Hey, Dad. I gotta thank Mesilla Valley Transportation, Minx Motorsports, ProTech Fire Supply. Once again, this Shark Racing engine was a bat out of hell. These things are badass. Everybody in the country should have them. And it's so sick to park the old green machine up front again.
Oh, man, we can smell the success coming off of this guy tonight, race fans. Holy moly, getting it done back-to-back 2 nights in a row, coming off of a concussion earlier this year. Man, he just is an impressive young star, race fans. One last time for El Paso, Texas' very own Aiden Saunders.